hostile.
Wraith on standby.
Friendly raid in your AO.
Hater on standby.
Servers inbound. Friendly UAV inbound.
YouTube, what's up? How's it going today? In case you don't know who I am HeirOfGotham, and thanks for checking out my video today. In the background, I have some hardcore domination. A couple of my boys wanted to play some hardcore. I've been watching some amazing YouTubers out there playing a lot of hardcore, so I was like, why not? Let me go try it out. Let's see how I do. So the class that I'm running with is the Kuda with that beautiful icy blue camo. Oh man, that's my favorite camo in the game. Have a suppressor on that with fast mags. I'm running with Ghost, Scavenger, Anti-Up, Dead Silence, and Awareness. Today's topic, I'm going to list 5 games, my top 5 games that have not come out with a game for at least 5 years, some of them over a decade, and I would love to see them remade. You know, watching E3, I saw a couple of classics come back. You know, Crash Bandicoot having a remastered version. God of War announcing a sequel that looks amazing. So it got me thinking, you know, what other games would I like to see come back? You know, have a sequel. More so a sequel, less a remake or a remaster. Although if it's been enough time, I wouldn't mind that. You know, because if the sales do well, then they'll come out with a sequel. All right, so enough of that. Let me get right into it. Number 5, Jak and Daxter, originally created in 2001 by Naughty Dog, the same people that made Last of Us and Uncharted. You know, they basically were the original publishers of, they were the original developers of the Crash Bandicoot series, and you know, at some point, you know, there was some issues with that, so they ended up switching from Crash Bandicoot to Jak and Daxter in 2001 for the PlayStation 2. And when that game first came out, I was still working at the game store, and you know, I tried it out because I like platformers, and it was fun. And then there was some issues, some tweaks that needed to be done, and they did that for Jak and Daxter 2, and the sequel was amazing. So they definitely need to make another one. I would love it. It would be great. Sony needs a core, you know, exclusive platformer for the PS4. Knack that came out with the launch, it was a flop. So they definitely need to bring something, and I think Jak and Daxter would be great, especially since, you know, even though they're coming out with Crash Bandicoot, the license was sold to Activision, so you know, it's not really a Sony title. I would love to see Naughty Dog come out with another Jak and Daxter. All right, so number 4, Eternal Darkness. So Eternal Darkness originally came out on the GameCube, and it was a horror action game with a good amount of puzzles and stuff. It was like you play from the perspective of multiple characters, and you're basically trying to discover different items that you can do to kind of just save the world, prevent, you know, evil from taking over, etc. So it was crazy. It was like the stage that you were on would change to like mess with you based off of how well you're doing, and it was just like, it was intense. It was one of those games that, you know, it created a very intense feeling. And that's very rare for me to feel like that with a video game, so please bring that game back. The developers were actually they went bankrupt and they disbanded, but Nintendo does own the rights, so you know, I would love to see a sequel made, and the original creator is actually trying to do a sequel, so whatever. All right, number 3 is Prince of Persia. I love the Prince of Persia series, man. You know, that feature that they put where if you make a mistake, you could, you know, rewind time and kind of redo it and use that to your advantage. That was awesome. And with Assassin's Creed being a yearly game, it's kind of watered down the series for Assassin's Creed, and a lot of the features that they do, a lot of the wall crawls and stuff like that, they do actually came from the Prince of Persia series. So I would love to see a sequel for that. So that'll be great. They haven't come out with one in just about a decade. So I mean, the movie came out, and I guess the movie flopped, so maybe that's why they haven't. But the games were great, so I would love to see another game come out, especially for this gen games. The consoles could take advantage of it. All right. So before I get to number 2, I just want to ask you guys. So far, that's, you know, it's 3 of my top 5 games I would like to see. Drop in the comment section what games you think deserve a comeback. You know, what games have not come out in a while that you would love to see brought back. You know, I'm curious what you guys have to say. So please drop that in the comment section. All right, so number two, Mega Man X. So it's been over a decade since the last Mega Man came out. Mega Man X came out. And in case you guys aren't familiar with the series, Mega Man and then Mega Man X. Mega Man X is actually, you know, in the future compared to Mega Man. And there's different characters like Zero, one of my favorite Mega Man characters, is in it. And compared to Proto Man, which was in the original Mega Man series. And then you also have better armor. You can change your armor around. You can actually get different powers. They similar formula where you can beat a boss and absorb his ability, but you know, little cool things like having an air dash, or unlocking abilities of Street Fighter characters. Like you can have Mega Man do a Hadouken. Yeah, that was so cool when I unlocked that for the first time. I think it was on the SNES. So yeah, Mega Man X. They need to come out with another one. I know the developer or the original creator is coming out with Mighty Number 9, even though it keeps getting pushed back. So I can't wait, but I want to see the Blue Bomber, man. I want to see Mega Man in a new game. So cross my fingers that Capcom comes out with one soon. Alright, so before I get to number 1, I want to drop an honorable mention or two. So honorable mention, probably number 6 if anything, was Metroid Prime. Nintendo needs to come out with another Metroid Prime. That game would actually convince me to buy a Nintendo Wii U or whatever the next gen console is going to be called, NCX or whatever it's called, I don't know. But Metroid Prime is the game franchise that would make me go back to Nintendo. And they haven't had one since like 2007. And then, you know, except for Metroid Pinball, which was in its own right, that game was awesome. I spent a lot of time playing that on the Nintendo DS, going to and from school. But they need another Metroid Prime game. All right. Okay. And so back to the number 1 game that I think needs a sequel, especially on PS4 and Xbox One, either or whatever. Half-Life needs a new game. Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2, and I think it was like the Orange Box or whatever. Oh man, the stories of Gordon Freeman were incredible. So many things that we have got to experience in first-person shooters came out of this series, and they need to come out with another one. Like, they need to come out with a sequel to Half-Life, man. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks this way. If you guys agree with me or you disagree with, especially with it being number 1 on my list, let me know. Tell me, you know. But I think that Half-Life needs another game, man. And as a big gamer, that would make me extremely happy. Alright guys, so that is my top 5 games that need to come out with another one. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Disagree? And what would your list look like? Hit up that comment section. And if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. I would appreciate it. If you're not already subscribed, come on over and subscribe. Alright, it's HeirOfGotham signing off.